Hello and welcome to Beyond the Pavement, the show dedicated to exploring the beauty of outdoors and hopefully inspiring you to venture out yourself. Today we're in Zion Canyon in Utah, in America, and it's a beautiful day today. I gotta tell you what, first things first, let's talk about parking real fast because it has been a crazy situation for me today. All the parking lot was full. They had a sign that says parking lot full, go into town. So I was like, all right, I'll just go into town. Went to town, and the parking lots are from $30 to $25 a pop to park there for the day. After 4 o'clock, it's free, but before then it's $20 and $30. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing that. So I came back to the visitor center, and luckily, like right when I drove in, a car was pulling out, and I found me a spot. But to give you a heads up, parking is like, So I'm going to walk toward the visitor center. I'm going to hop on the bus. Got my mat with me. I got my hat. I got a lot of water. Make sure you stay hydrated. It is hot out here for sure. I got some snacks. I mean, you know, be prepared. Got my walking shoes on, and I got some water shoes in case we make it to the Narrows today. We'll see what happens. All right, so we want to make on these shuttles. So I'm gonna try to make this. I'm trying to make this shuttle. Here we go. All right, just hopped off the bus. Gonna hit up the restrooms. Actually, the restrooms are out of order, but they do have porta potties. But I am gonna fill up some water bottles to make sure I got a little extra water when I'm on this trip. So we're not, by the way, we're gonna do the Narrows. All right, there's a 1 mile riverside walk, and then you'll hit the river, and we're gonna be in the Narrows. So here we go. All right, so there's a chance of flash flooding sometimes. This is the warning sign, so some slot canyons are expected to experience flash flooding, so we're going to be careful. Last week when I was planning to come here, there was a big storm and a couple people didn't come back. So just be aware, find high ground if you need to find high ground. I can tell you right now, there are a lot of people down here at this trail. It's very popular, but check out these canyon views. Look at that. It's pretty sweet, right? It's like so high up. It's like, whoa! But anyways, we're gonna stay on this riverside hike for 1 mile, then hit up the Narrows and see what we can do. They usually say it takes about 8 hours, but I hike for sure faster than most. Like when I was in Yosemite and I did Half Dome, it was like, oh, it might take like 9 hours. It took me like 7, so I'm definitely a little bit faster. So I feel like we got time to do this. Here we go. All right, so I see that there's a trail that follows the river. Should go to the same place we're going. It's less people and more shade. So look at that. I'm gonna choose to do that. And I like going beyond the pavement. I don't like walking on that pavement up there. This is way better. You see the creek or the river. You can't see it so much on the trail up there, on the paved trail. So yeah, if you want to come down to the river and take this trail, why not? I mean, look at it. It's nice. It's crazy. These mountains are crazy. Look them out. Check them out. All right, so still heading along this trail by the river. I can still see the paved trail that you can take, but we're going beyond the pavement. So, ba-bam, here we are on the dirt. On the dirt! Yeah! But check this out. Look at these canyons right here. Look at this. This is crazy! So right now, this is part of Beyond the Pavement Trailapalooza, where I'm driving around the United States, going to all the places that I've never been to or that I've been to and I feel like should be on Beyond the Pavement. And Zion is definitely one of the places I've always wanted to go to. Now I'm here. And a reoccurring theme while I've been to all these national parks, I noticed that people from all over the world come to America just for our parks. Recently I went to Yosemite. I'll put a link up here so you can check it out. And I've also went to the Sequoias. I'll put a link right there, check that out. But everywhere I go, all different languages, all different types of people from everywhere love the beauty that America has. I'm telling you, last week was crazy rain. I wanted to come here so bad, but I got rained out. So I ended up going to Big Bear. You should totally check that out. I'll put a link right here. And I'm gonna have to get up on, either cross the river or get up on those rocks. I think I'm gonna cross the river. All right, so I got my water shoes on and going to try to cross this river without falling down too much. Oh, I'm gonna wash off my shoes. It's super muddy. Whew. All right, so we're just trying to make it to the other side. It's not too deep. Just gonna take our time because you can't see the rocks below me. Now, I've been swept away by some water before. And it's not fun. So just take your time, use firm footsteps. Make sure you got a good footing before you put all your weight down there. Just walk across slowly, and bam. Next thing you know, you're across. Boom. Oh yeah, this is where the fun happens. This is where I wanted to be. Right here, doing this. Alright, so we had to get back on the paved trail because the one by the river disappeared. It was eaten up by erosion. So we're back. Alright, so the Riverside Trail will end, and then there'll just be a little stairwell you walk down. There's a couple you can choose from where you want to walk down, and then you just start walking along the river. Okay, I opted to take off my water shoes. Got them hooked to my bag. I'm just going barefooted right now because those water shoes are too slippery. I need to buy some new ones, and the bottoms are just not safe. So make sure you're prepared before you come out here with some rocks, with a pair of shoes that have some grip on them, because it's definitely slippery and watery, and you have to go back and forth across the river continuously. It's not really hard, but you know, you need to be careful. It's slippery. You don't want to roll your ankle or break a wrist or anything like that. Alright, something I would recommend is a walking stick. I have a monopod that I use to hook the camera up to, and it definitely helps you stay steady when you're crossing back and forth through the river. But definitely bring a stick, it helps you keep it steady. And come out here, it's beautiful. Alright, another reason why you want a stick or a monopod or some kind of walking stick is because you're able to judge how deep the water is when you're crossing. So you'll have a good idea how far you're going to step down. But sometimes you don't know. It's kind of deceptive because you can't see very well. The water's not very clear. That you can see the signs of where the water is maybe 3 foot higher not that long ago. I mean, all this is mud. It's crazy. Last week was torrential downpour here. So make sure you check the weather before you head out here. You don't want to come when there's a lot of water and you get washed away. That'd be a bad day. I've had a few people comment about, oh man, you're doing it barefoot, that's crazy. But I think it's pretty good. It makes me, for somehow, I'm going faster barefoot, I feel. But yeah, check it out. It's getting darker, we gotta keep in mind the sun, and we gotta go back the way we came. We're going to be able, we need to be able to see. These cold water springs, that's what I'm feeling. The springs are running into the river. You'll hit a patch of like really cold water. It's like, oh god, that's what it is. It's those little springs. You hear that? The water's coming down the rock in between the crack. It's really cold. Oh, here's a reminder. Take your time. I almost busted my butt on this really muddy stuff right here. Right there. Woo! Super close to just going smack up. So be careful, take your time. Just a reminder, be careful. I can't tell you, I just almost busted my butt again. So, another reminder, be careful. This place is totally worth it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I just hurt my foot. Whew. Fun doesn't stop. Bigger rocks, bigger piles of debris, and it's fun just to figure out where to go. Oh man. Check it out. Woo. 6-year-old me would be real proud right now, I tell you what. Just spoke to these good people right here, the band, and they said that they started early this morning, and they said it usually takes about 12 hours to do most of this, and it's taken them about 15. They said it's been really hard on them. They said mainly it's just all this. As far as you can go, 14 miles. It doesn't really change much, but they said in about a half a mile to a mile, there's a spring that has waterfalls coming out of the rock and stuff. So we're gonna check that out and we'll probably turn around there. But right now we're just gonna keep on going, exploring these canyons. They're gone, man. It takes no time, all alone. I'm all alone. Alright, so we made it to the 3 waterfalls. I'm told that this is the spot that pretty much the best spot there is here at the Narrows. We're also going to try to go down and check out one of the slots that we passed while we're walking up to see if we can see another path. But yeah, this is where we're going to turn around at these 3 waterfalls. Fresh water. I'm sure you can get your your canteen or something and fill it up if you were brave enough. I don't know. I am. That's what I did. But anyways, we're gonna head back the way we came. So we're going against the current now. We're going with the current, and we're just gonna, you know, take it easy, do the best we can to stay safe. Try not to slip. Try not to lose our shoes in mud. You know, it's thick mud out there too. So yeah. Come out here to Zion, do the Narrows, it's sweet. All right, we're gonna go check out that slot trail before we lose too much sunlight. So here we go, come on, let's get beyond the pavement. All right. Slipped on a rock and it was like, I caught myself on another rock. Like I said, take your time, you might fall in. Make sure your phone's waterproof, thank God mine is. Woo. First thing I thought about was, oh, my phone. Don't bring anything you would regret messing up, because all it is just water and mud everywhere and rocks, you know. It's nothing for frail items out here. All right, so we're heading back to the shuttle. I'm kind of putting a little pep in my step. There's some great clouds above me. And if it starts to rain, all the rain comes down into the river rises, there's a flash flood, and you don't get to see this episode. So I'm gonna do my best to get out of here safely and as quickly as possible, and I'm gonna have to cut the footage for a little bit so I can focus on getting back there soon. So I'll check back in after a little bit, that way I can use this stick to help me across the river back and forth a little faster, so I can get out of here just in case it rains. I think I might be the last person in this canyon right now, which tells me I need to get out of here. There's nobody that's coming up behind me. Haven't seen anybody coming up, so for sure it's time to skedaddle. I just heard some thunder too, so checking in, letting you know I'm still okay, rolling with it, and I'll check in again in a little bit. Here we go. So I'm in a tight spot. It's beginning to rain. It's beginning to thunder. It's getting closer. I can't outrun it for sure. It takes me too long to go back and forth. So what I'm going to try to do is just go as fast as I can and think about, remember all these spots right here, like this right here, that have high ground. So if I feel water, if I see water come rushing down the river, I need to search for high ground immediately. So right now I'm just doing my best to still cover as much ground as I possibly can. Sorry, it started raining on me and thundering. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot how far I went into the canyon. Wow. But there are some things, some markers I remember seeing, so I know I'm getting closer to the front, or I know I'm getting closer to the beginning. Still trying to beat this storm. Still thundering, not looking nice. Every time I'm like, oh, I should take a little break. And then the thunder goes boom, 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 boom. I'm like, okay, no break. So I'll check back in a little bit. Feel like I'm getting closer. But I also feel like the water level's getting higher. I feel like it's higher than when I walked here initially. So wish me good luck, I gotta go. I remember this spot. Oh, I'm getting closer. I can feel it. I remember getting closer, getting closer. Whew, which is a relief. Because you don't want to be, here are your two choices. You can either be drowned by a flash flood or be struck by lightning while walking through some water. You know, those are not really two good options. So, I'm trying to get out of here. Oh, you can hear the thunder. As scary as it is, it's still kind of cool because you can hear it bouncing off the walls of the canyon, which can be cool, but also it's still scary. Anyways, gotta check back in. Saw this cool little cut in the wall. All right, gotta go by. Not a good day right now. Not a good day. Not a good day. You gotta get out of here. Gets too much water. It's gonna be a bad day. Think about breath. Yeah. Oh my God. We made it back. Oh man. Now, gotta take this stage trail back. My feet hurt too bad. I lost my feet. Oh my God! The water's so rough now. Oh, we got out just in time. I'm on the quickness right now, drenched, soaked. But I'm out of that river. I'm up on higher ground. Things are good right now. The waterfall. Holy crap. That's awesome. Ah, waterfall! Wow. That's really cool. Oh, all right, maybe not the lightning. Lightning's not cool. I'm so busy. A shuttle ahead. Hey, shuttle, don't go nowhere.
What, did you lose your shoes?
All three of them.
All right, that's the Narrows in Zion Canyon in Utah. Thank you for joining me on another adventure. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next adventure. Make sure you check us out on TikTok at Beyond the Pavement and check us out on Instagram at Get Out There BTP. Make sure you hydrate, take it easy, and until next time, get out there beyond the pavement.
And get out there beyond the pavement! Ha ha!